Hello, everyone. Welcome again to this wonderful live session. And today I have with me somebody very, very, very special and somebody I have known for nearly 10 years now. But to give you a very quick introduction to her, let me begin with saying that her name is Avanee Parekh and she's a food therapist practicing for the past 21 years. And she's best known for planning her diets, which are doable and sustainable. Her definition of the word diet is something that I really love, and that is do it easily throughout. Her clientele is close to a 30,000, which includes people from various walks of life. She is a therapeutic food therapist, not just a weight loss consultant. And she's also been awarded by Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis in 2018 for her work. And here she is with us today. So welcome, Avni.
Thank you, Vidhi. Hello, everyone.
Is there something you'd like to tell our audience?
So it's really nice. It feels like, wow, we all are connected since we all are kind of jailed at home. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, I'm happy that we all have been safe. I keep talking to friends, relatives, family, and thank God that we all are still safe. And let's continue to do the same. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Entrepreneur Excel. Vidhi Thakker, I call her Vivacious Vidhi always.
Yes.
For creating these platforms which kind of creates a spark while we all are a little dull indoors, and also leaves us with a lot of thought provoking content when we finish these live sessions. So I hope the audience gets a good take back from today's session. Thank you. Let's get started, please.
Yes. So today we're looking to work around body shaming and understanding the impact of body shaming as well. And, how is it that people really manage with it? Because body shaming is a very big issue, bigger than what we really think about, because it is something that is, running in a lot of people's mind, especially since obesity has become one of the biggest problems within many, many people, even the youth. And that's what urged me to talk to Avni and bring in this conversation. So, Avni, let me begin with asking you this question. Why is it that, nutritionists body shame you and fear you when you start your journey with them? Like, first of all, they'll give you a list of things that you can't eat, and then they tell you this is what you can eat. And, what is interesting is they be like, oh, why did you not come early? You're too late. Itna weight put on kaise ho gaya? And this might be the thing, that might be the thing, and the list of problems that they keep
It's endless.
sneaking out is too much. And I think, and the worst of everything is they ask you to set on the weighing scale, which people are already fearful of. We'll come to the weighing scale later. But why do you think, the body shaming, because see what happens is when a client is coming to a nutritionist, they come preparing themselves with a lot of hope. Okay, this time I'm going to win it, this time I'm going to have this journey successful. A lot of people come with a lot of failures also. So
Yeah.
let me hear your say now.
So, if I really speak from my heart, I can only say that it's more about a power game. Okay. Sitting on this side of the chair, when you are thinking more of a commercial angle, you want the power in your hand and you want to command that power. So how do you really do that is just by putting the other person feeling really down and commanding the power within yourself. Now, in a realistic situation, this is not something which any person, not just a nutritionist, but anyone who is in a therapeutic profession, need not do this. Understanding a simple fact that the person who is approaching you is already having a lot of game in the background of his or her mind and is unable to resolve it and hence is approaching you for help.
Yeah.
So my first take really has to be to put my client in a very, very comfortable suit where he or she is trying to join hands with me using my expertise and together we walk the path.
Right.
Right? So the best way to get job done is giving comfort to your client or to your patient by convincing them that I am with you to walk this path. There is really no need to put the other person down, to body shame, or try and tell them that where were you all this while, and try
Yeah.
and give them a list of scary things that you are going to land into this trouble. So
Yeah.
it's more of a power game. So come join me, pay me money. But to be honest, that's not what a therapist is supposed to be doing.
Right. I completely agree. And, while we're talking about this, one thing that really intrigues me at this point is that, what is the emotional state of young clients that come to you for the first time? Especially, when they are overweight. Like, these days, people in the 10th standard, ninth standard, people that young who are not even 15, they are walking up to a nutritionist. I have personally, at the age of 14, started to go to nutritionists because um, I struggled with depression for 2 years, and that had made me put on lot of weight. So, when I was one of them, and it used to really feel bad that, why is it this early in my life I have to be restricted from food? Like, I remember it was my birthday and she didn't even allow me to eat a cake, like not even a bite. Everybody went for dinner and all I had was like one tomato soup, and I'm like, really, that's what I went out for.
No, so
So
see, Vidhi, it's what you are saying is very true that this happens with a lot of us. But these days, with the amount of research that's happening, if you visit somebody who is well experienced as a profession in this industry,
yeah.
will definitely not try and put you on anything crash. Okay. Secondly, when you're saying the youth, let me tell you, I have my youngest client as a 8-year-old girl,
Wow.
right? An 8-year-old girl. And it was very disheartening firsthand when you have such a small child. The child's world is full of imagination and happiness when they talk about all their cupcakes and pizzas and pasta and birthday parties where they offered all these things. Okay. So as a professional, when I have to deal with these kind of cases, I have to be very sensitive. I
Absolutely.
truly have to be empathetic with my client, whether she is a small 8-year-old or whether she is a lady who is tackling her menopause and has tried n number of diets and exercise programs, or whether it is some young girl who's just about to get married or has a cousin's wedding coming up and wants to shed off weight. Okay. There is a lot of science also that's involved. What we need to understand. So, there is a lovely proverb which says that your mind rules the body. Okay.
Yes.
And I truly go by this. If
Mm.
my mind is happy, it is joyful, it is confident, right? The confidence which comes from a happy mind makes things happen for you. So it's
Absolutely.
truly not your nutritionist who can take all the credit. It is you as a person who is doing the job. We professionals only contribute 20% to the entire success. So if I have to make a client walk the path for 6 months, 1 year, the first thing I'm supposed to do is give them a lot of confidence that this
Yeah.
is doable. I trust you completely and I'm there for you to do this with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Half your battle is done once you spark off that confidence in the client, because this is what they have been looking for and hopping different places and finally come to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of research. Like, it really takes a lot of research. You read, okay, will I be allowed this? And most probably you'll choose a nutritionist who will allow you your favorite food, and you'll be like, okay, you can't not eat this, you can eat this, and there's this freedom and that thing that you're enjoying your journey and you're not just, diet, like, as the normal people know it as diet.
Yeah, yeah.
know.
So,
But I loved your definition to it, and I think now I am honestly a lot more comfortable with the word diet. Usually, the moment I use the word diet, I completely feel as if oh God, another.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The devil just pops up like this, but it's really not that. Okay, a lot of us now understand that it's a way of life which you're
Yeah,
trying to learn from the experience of a professional. Okay.
absolutely.
There is one very interesting thing, incident. It's a true incident with a client. So this entire family used to consult me. One or two of them started, and then slowly the cousin brothers and the bhabis and the mother and everyone came. There
Hmm.
was just my initial client's husband who resisted to come. And from her second visit itself, she's been telling me that, I want my husband to come and at least work 3 months with you. So I've been like, yeah, please get him. And somehow he's been resisting. So when she finally got him to talk to me over the phone, right, over the phone, he didn't even come. She must have worked with me for, I think, 3 or 4 months. He spoke to me, and the condition he laid was, Avni, if you allow me to eat vada pav once a week and a piece of chocolate every day, then I'm sure I can do the diet with you. Hence, I'm not stepping in.
So see, that's what happens. Before you enter the game, you lose it.
And have
That's
you know the second part of it, which is even more fun. When he finally came in on his diet chart, that is the first chart where we generally initially we want to do detoxification, get the body into a more cleanser mode. So whatever you wish to do, the body responds. So on
yeah.
his first chart, completely against my will, but only and only to make his mindset comfortable and give him a feeling that he can do this. I literally wrote vada pav once a week and one or two small pieces of chocolate every day post dinner. And when I handed over that charge to him, he looked at me full of surprise and he's telling me that, are you sure I can do this? I said, this was your term and condition to come and start a plan, right? So I'm just going by what makes you comfortable. And you won't believe this man comes back next week, the week after that, the third week. He never ate the vada pav. He
Wow.
didn't eat, and it was out of no force from my end, but his pure confession that I think when we are suppressed to do something with
Hmm.
an authority, the mind wants to play games and you want to do it all the more. So the minute you gave me that comfort that yes, I can do it, the devil inside me shun away, saying that it's okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
See,
Totally.
the mind really rules the body, and this man outdid the plan. He did a fantastic 3 months. His wife, his family, they couldn't believe that he couldn't, he didn't want to go out and eat all the wrong things which he would typically always order.
Hmm.
He was a changed man. I think you got to deal very sensitively with the mind of the person who comes in. Each individual is different. Somebody may want to give their 90% and somebody will only give their 50%. But
Absolutely.
something is better always than nothing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's so nice. I mean, this is like giving me such a good feeling that somebody is giving, chocolate. Like I'm not really fond of vada pav, but I love chocolates. And the fact that they'll ask you to substitute, there's this new brand of chocolate called 𝐤𝐤𝐞𝐫. So it has
Yeah.
like one bar of chocolate, which
Hmm.
is 150 calories, I believe, and it's diabetic friendly. But I don't know. I tried it once because of that thing. Okay, it might be less calories. Let me try it. And I was like, no, I'm okay with just one little Cadbury, but I don't want this. So
It
and
is
then,
in India, no?
yeah,
Honestly speaking, for the last 2 decades, I have been working.
yeah,
So when I also started, let me admit, when I started 21 years back, I was also trained in that same format to tell a client like a list of things that you don't have to eat. And that
yeah,
was quite a restrictive list because I used to work for somebody, okay,
yeah,
gaining an experience. So, whatever we were told, we just had to inform the client.
yeah.
Now, over a period of time,
Hmm.
you do understand that the whole ball game is not a short term story. So
Yeah.
a client comes to me to lose 8 or 10 kilos, I understand that this is a tendency my client has, and I am supposed to uproot from the tendency. So it's not a quick fix, 10 kilos done in 2 months and 3 months. This man will go back, create more havoc with his food choices if it's been very restrictive, and in the next 6 months, pile up maybe 15 kilos and look for another dietitian.
Correct.
Okay, it's a therapeutic job that you do. So you go slow, steady, work with the client, and believe me, this is my personal experience. For last 15 years, I can say I've been genuinely working as per the individual client, and they are phenomenal support. I've had the toughest of people, but they have agreed to move on my side and work with me. And that makes my job easy.
That is so good. And they approve to come on your side when you initially support them, when
Correct.
they not your side. I think that's where the change
So
happens.
the biggest thing that a nutritionist has to remember is that we are not opponents. The client is not on the other side, and I'm not here to play a blame game. I
Right.
am here to really get you rid of the mind games which has been going on in your mind and give you a lot of scientific, realistic understanding which you take back and
Hmm.
that stays with you. That is my true job. So I really don't care if a client is coming in for 10 kilos and in 3 months is losing only 7 kilos. For me, that is still a win win situation because what I have helped you achieve, you will be able to easily go back and do the 3 kilos with a lot of confidence, with a lot of
Absolutely.
happiness and positivity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the next question is somewhat you've answered, but let me still ask this as a definite question. When people come for weight loss, do they come because everyone feels that they need to lose the weight, or do they come because they want to be the better version of themselves? What's the reality?
Vidhi, I think this question, I will share how I understand, but you being a psychologist,
Yeah.
probably you can touch this better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, see, when people approach, not everyone opens up and talks their true self.
Yeah.
In the bargain of their sessions, couple of sessions down the line, they do open up. But yes, I think the trigger is because somebody else has compared them with a kind of a standard, and when you don't match that standard is where you suddenly get up feeling that I am not up to the mark, so now I have to get up and do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that is quite a possibility, and I think this has got a lot to do with human psychology.
Absolutely.
People have a showdown. Sometimes it's very disheartening. They break down, they talk about their personal lives, how their partner has been commenting, or at times mothers break down because their kids and their kids' entire peer group has been commenting on the mother or on the weight she's been carrying, right?
Yeah.
Your own group of friends, when you socialize, you don't feel comfortable because you can't wear certain set of clothes. So it all takes us to a concept that we all understand, but knowingly or unknowingly we also land up doing that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And adding to my part to this question, what I completely understand is till you don't accept your body the way it is, whether you are, overweight or not overweight, whether you're coming for weight loss, whether you're coming for weight gain, whether you are coming for just a healthy body and a healthy skin. People come for various reasons. It
Yeah.
could be illness, like people are super thin and they yet have diabetes and they're coming to control that. So, my take on that would be that first step is always to accept your body, and that plays a major role. Not that you're not. The idea is that you love yourself for who you are, and that's when the transformation will become very easy,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
easy, and you'll be able to put in your more than 100%, and your dedication is directly proportional to the amount of love you give to yourself throughout the journey. Like if you eat a piece of, chocolate and it is not a part of your diet for any reason, um, you know, don't start getting into guilt. Be okay with it and just laugh it out and let it pass by. The idea is, we go so guilty over things that, oh, I did this, I did that. I see a lot of people over parties, oh, I had more than this, I had more than that. And the idea that they're constantly, either you crib and you go guilty or you don't do it. It's that simple. You can't
Here,
be on both paths.
correct. Here, I think over the years, even nutritionists or else your trainers, they
Yeah,
also have a role which is unfortunately played in the wrong way. For
yeah,
example, if I have a client who has joined me on a 3 months plan, right? The
mhm,
first month, the client has really performed well. The scale is showing the weight going down.
yeah,
Month two, somehow the weight is not going down. Now, this is where the whole dirty game begins. So, if I am a true professional, I would really sit with my client and try to open up where what is not happening and how we can take it further.
yeah,
But if it is only about, like results are advocated that we guarantee 10 kgs loss in 2 months, or
yeah,
else, money back or things like that,
yeah.
which to me seem really humbug. I'm very sorry to say that. But
Absolutely.
you are trying to work on your health,
Yeah,
you are trying to undo a few things which have happened wrong with your body. So this is not
yeah,
a rat race. So as a professional, I discuss it. And if my client has even not managed to follow a few things as instructed, it's like a mutual discussion, and we take back a message that, okay, now the remaining time we got to pull ourselves up and work more seriously. It
yeah.
should not be a blame game. If it
Absolutely.
becomes a blame game, you are in a way facilitating the whole body shaming with which your client has come to you. And I think at no
Absolutely.
point should we really do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's somebody asking, Archana Amal is asking, is it necessary to visit a nutritionist or dietitian only when we are overweight?
No, not at all, Archana. A nutritionist, the very word nutritionist is somebody who helps you to understand proper nutrition. So even if a person is in absolute correct weight, there are these days so many people who approach that, ma'am, I have no weight issues because I'm comfortable at the weight I am. I really exercise 3, 4 days in a week, so I feel I'm fit. But I want your guidance. Is there something more that I can eat to just better my health status?
Yeah.
So we nutritionists are meant to do that work. There
Ab-
is a very nice thing which we can backtrack from the Chinese people. Way back, centuries back, the Chinese had a tradition. Like we all have our family doctors. So these people would offer some annual fees to their family doctors. But the minute they fall sick, that particular month, the fee is not paid to the doctor.
Correct.
Sounds strange, no? So the philosophy is that your doctor is supposed to help you chalk out your diet plan and do couple of things where it is prevention and not cure. So we
Absolutely.
nutritionists also actually play a role of prevention and trying to get you a step better than where you are already. It's
Absolutely.
misunderstood with a lot of wrong advertising, media, probably, the movies where a lot of illusionary things are brought out. And unfortunately, people like us also get carried away with those.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Moving to the next question, Avni. Lot of clients fear the weighing scale, and is it okay if they choose not to weigh themselves when they come to you and not do the body measurements? Just they just come to take in support of a nutritionist to have a more healthier body, and
Hmm.
as a bonus they lose weight. Weighing scale seems to generate a lot of guilt, and it is a guilt that stays for a very long time. And hence many young children, teenagers, and even adults for that matter, they run away from nutritionists, one because of that, and two, it either becomes like they want to run away or they're either obsessed with the weighing scale. There are two kinds of people,
Yeah.
who will check their weight. Matlab, I know one of my friend, she'll have her lunch, she'll go check on the weighing scale. Oh my god, 200 gram बढ़ gaya. And then I know people who will not get on the weighing scale for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And they would probably keep one outfit as a thing. Okay, this is going to be how I'm going to measure my um, journey and see if this is how I've tracked my work well. So, what is your say on that?
So, see, if you don't check your weight, right, and if you really have an obsession on it, fine, that is totally a personal call. But if you look at the other side of it, it is actually a motivation in itself.
Yeah,
Because when you start on any diet program, you want to see some measurable result, isn't
absolutely.
it? And when
Yeah,
you step on the weighing scale, even if the weight is a mere 300 grams less in a week's time, it
yeah,
is something that you have done and achieved better than your last time,
yeah,
correct? So I would put it across like this, that you got to applaud the effort of the person, whether the
yeah,
effort has been a 50%, 70%, or 90%. You are
right.
doing something more and better than the last week.
Yeah,
So it's definitely nice. So I don't think there has to be a resistance until and unless, like I said, if we play the blame game, it
yeah,
just goes into a wrong note. So
yeah,
I am not supposed to do that.
yeah.
It's not my job to body shame my client. It is my job to really help the person get out of that mess and really become a happier person.
Absolutely. But Amni, let me even take my own example.
Hmm.
The moment a nutritionist will ask me to hop on the weighing scale, I
Hmm.
start shivering. Not
Ah.
just now, but this is since I was 15. One, there was this entire thing that why do I have to go through all of this at this age while I see all my friends in Mitibai, going out and enjoying all the snacks outside, and here I am on a diet, not allowed to do this, not allowed to do that, and I can't even eat a chocolate, I can't even eat this, I can't even eat that, and I think that has really created a lot of impact on me, and it has made me feel like I can't get anything.
Hmm.
So, for somebody like me, I'm not at all comfortable, and I just don't like getting on the weighing scale. What I do is of the same brand, I get in like an XL t-shirt, and then I'll get in, a large, and then, I like to hop on backwards like that. So that
Hmm.
doesn't trigger me, but the weighing scale triggers me, and it kind of makes me just, वहाँ पर ही,
Anxious.
I don't want to do it. I don't
Yeah.
want to do it. It's okay. कुछ
So,
करके फायदा नहीं है.
I have, in all these years, I think I have had 3 or 4 clients who have come up with this kind of a request that we don't want to check our weights. They
Yeah,
have been obese, but they
yeah,
come up with this request, and I think I have been okay. Where probably on session 4 or 5, the person has agreed to step on the scale.
yeah,
Okay, like you're saying, see, it's somewhere a wrong treatment has been done in your past, and you've been made very, very feel bad about it, whether from the family, from friends, from a professional, we don't know where. So,
yeah.
that kind of a mental anxiety puts you off. So, I
Ab-
have no issues if you don't wish to check your weight because I'm confident it's going to pay you. Now, the second thing, a list of things being given to the client that you cannot eat A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right? And because it is all high calorie food, this is actually an old concept. If you
Hmm.
understand what we really do now, or what the current trend after a lot of, I mean, India has spent now 2 3 decades trying to do weight loss plans and all kinds of advertising and research on it. We understand that it is not the calories, it is your entire nutrition intake which also can make you fat. Now, what I'm
Absolutely.
talking is something very different. So, when I'm dealing with the client, I'm not discussing calories anywhere.
Hmm.
My first hand understanding is what nutrients are missing in your diet. It could be certain vitamins, it could be some essential minerals, or it can be proteins. It is
Absolutely.
the deficiency which is causing your weight gain. So,
Yes.
even if, and in most of the cases, these are the clients who've been hop skipping many nutritionists. They have practically been on crash diets for extended time and yet not achieved any result. In
Yes.
fact, they have only gone back to worse.
Yeah.
So if you
Absolutely.
are nutritionally filling the bag, no, slowly you will see that the body responds in dropping weight.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
concept is still not spoken wide. We don't have too many nutritionists who would still want to talk this out because we are still taking time to come out of that thought that it's about the calories.
Yeah. Totally. So, Rashi Sharma is asking, does intermittent fasting work? And do we need a nutritionist to guide us through it? And while we're talking about IF, no, Avni, I would also like if you could touch a little bit about, so many kind of diets like keto, and keto is like a high fat, and then there's a high protein, and then there's like a no carb, and I don't know, it's crazy. I mean, you've already answered that you need to fill your nutritional bags, but
Yeah.
keeping that in mind, however you wish to put this
So see,
question.
I have seen all these diets, Vidhi, since I've been around for 20 years plus. I have seen all different diets come. When I was new in the industry, GM diet was the in thing.
Yes,
Okay. Then you had the Atkins diet. Then
yes,
slowly high protein, no carbs came in. Then you had the intermittent fasting. Then you have keto diets. Now,
yes,
all these diets, with due respect to people who have invented them and clients who do them, I have only one question to put back to them. Are you going to be able to sustain these diets throughout?
totally.
Okay, so anything that you do, it is like a short term fad. I'm giving a jhatka to your body, and in that jhatka there is some shuffling that happens wherein you drop 8, 10 kilos, 15 kilos, agreed,
Yeah,
but the baseline fact that your constitution is towards being obese. So there is a science, the number of fat cells in a human body is determined by your age of 16 or 18 years. Now,
right.
here your genetics play a role, your physical activity as a child play a role, your food habits during your childhood play a role. Three things which impact your number of fat cells.
Yes,
Once this number is done, this number cannot change. So now
correct.
what happens is the size of the fat cells increase. So
Yes,
when I'm doing a weight loss, I am reducing the size of the fat cell, but the number of fat cells are going to remain the same.
correct.
So
Yeah,
all of these diets, whether you say keto or you say intermittent fasting, yes, intermittent fasting does have a few positives to it. If you analyze it, there are some very good habits which can be built up with it. But I certainly, personally, am not in favor of dry fasting,
yeah,
keto. These things don't convince me, so I don't practice. My only funda always has been take a diet plan, do it comfortably, do it in such a way with the choices that after you leave me, you are able to continue doing it by yourself.
yes,
So that's something sustainable, and I don't want you to gain all the weight back in the next 6 months and come back to me next year saying that let's do a weight loss again. That is not true nutritionist job.
absolutely. And like I mentioned in the very beginning of the interview, the meaning of diet, I am going to change this thanks to Avni. I have changed it for myself, and thank you for changing this association in my mind of the word diet. The word diet is nothing but do it easily throughout,
Yes.
and I have learned it. Like, I have learned it. It's in me. So thank you for that change in me. Tejal is asking, a lot of marketing is done to lure people to lose weight quickly without effort. What is your take? I think you've already answered this, but just like in
Yeah.
a sentence. if you want
I
to put it.
think, unfortunately, the weight loss industry is such a huge commercial industry in India that people, unfortunately, no matter how hard a few of us try, that this is about your health. This is not a rat race. This is not that you want to show off to your neighbor that, look, 3 months back, uh, 3 months back I was X and now I'm X minus minus.
Yes,
It's not about that. You're correcting your health. People have managed to get their PCOS or PCOD corrected after dropping 7 to 8 kilos weight.
yeah,
So many clients would have managed to reduce their medicine doses for blood sugar, blood pressure. People have managed to go off their cholesterol lowering medicines. So, what is happening? It is not just your 8, 10, 12 kilo which is going. You are
yeah,
gaining health. And that's why I
absolutely.
like to call my profession as food therapy. I don't want to call this like a dietitian because the word diet is so misunderstood. It's maligned actually.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to run away from dietitians. I mean, I am just 24 and I have been to more than 10 nutritionists with more than 10 different types of philosophies and understandings. And it's like a confusion, like roti mein ghee mat dalo. Some will say, no, no, you have to have 1 teaspoon. I mean, everything is such a mess out there that, and the worst part of everything here, Abni, is that they put in fear with you
Yeah.
कि घी खाओगे तो वेट बढ़ जाएगा. So I really urge nutritionists to really change this into saying that you eat what you want, eat it with love, and weight nahi badega. Because like you rightly said, Abni, this is a mind game and this is not a food game. As
Mm.
much as it's a food game, it is more. It's I think 80% mind and 20% diet,
Yes.
and that's what health is compiled of. So you eat good food, you eat what you need to eat, but when you're eating whatever it is that you're eating, eat it with lot of love and gratitude. We have forgotten in our fast paced lives to be grateful to the food that we have, for the fact that we can afford the food we love. So please, this is something I would put out, that whatever you eat it with a big smile on your face, with a lot of love, with a lot of gratitude. Start adding that. And I think that will reduce the guilt, and that should start taking care of your mental part of the diet already.
Now, Vidhi, when you're touching this mental part, there is also a food science connect with the mind. So
Yeah.
these days, we do hear these words somewhere: serotonin, happy hormones.
Yes.
Yes, we do hear it somewhere. Now, when you are happy, you may be happy with n number of things, all right? Maybe you have a good bank balance, which is what is making you happy. You have a fantastic bunch of friends, so your social life is very nice, that makes you happy. Your personal life is nice, that makes you happy. But like you say that food is a very very important part of our life. Food is pleasure. So if you are happy with what you are eating, you are generating happy hormones 3 4 times in a day, because we at least eat 4 meals a day.
Yeah.
3 to 4 meals we surely eat. When you generate happy hormones, these happy hormones reduce the inflammatory process in the body, which
Yes.
is one big reason for people struggling to lose weight.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when the inflammatory processes are less, I am more energetic. My digestive system is rolling, rocking. So, whatever I eat, I'm able to really take it up, digest it off, and shun those calories off my body. I am happy and I will eat with a very positive mindset. Now, in that state of mind, if somebody is convincing me that, chalo, at least 2 times, 3 times in a week, you got to attempt eating a big bowl of salad as a meal, I may want to do it. But if
Absolutely.
somebody is trying to tell me that for a whole 1 month you only eat sprouts for your dinner, I think it's a big put off even for me. I can't do it. How
Absolutely.
can I expect the other person to do it?
Absolutely. Archana Amal has a question. I have reflux, acidity issues, and no medicine is helping it out. can having a proper diet help out in solving this problem?
Archana, having a proper diet only can help solving this problem.
I love this answer. So direct. I mean, I love that. Namrata is asking, what is better, 2 hour eating or intermittent
You're
fasting?
right. Namrata, bang on. Just recently, we had this building group. We have a lot of women discussions, and diet is a favorite topic. So let me explain this intermittent fasting, how I look at it successfully. See, if you are a person who has a very erratic eating pattern, you are working odd hours, you've never really thought about disciplining with food, then please do not start with intermittent fasting right away. You have to first create a basic discipline for yourself, which comes very comfortably with a 2 hour eating pattern. So I am first replenishing my body with 2 hour eating means I'm going to include fruits. I'm going to include a lot of fluidy things like buttermilk, nimbu pani, some juices, etc. I'm going to include some small protein snacks like chana, makhana, and my main meals. Okay, so like I said, that it's nutrient deficiency which causes weight gain. So my first line of treatment has to be a 2 hour eating pattern where I am building up all the nutrients in your body. You are happy, you are not going through any kind of hunger statements, upsets with hunger. See, when you're doing a diet program, guys, trust me, it is not your family's fault. If you are put on a regime which is not comfortable and that irks you, you are going to throw tantrums on the family members.
Yeah,
What is their fault? Right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So please do a 2 hour meal plan. Take it up for at least 3 months where you are happy, you are able to do up whatever is on schedule, lose some weight. Step two, then comes intermittent fasting, where you are then taking up 2 meals, with that time bracket and following that discipline. So,
Correct.
this is my take on it. A lot of my clients also, I advise them to go on intermittent fasting, but as step two or step three, depending on the individual. There is no standard format for every client. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता है.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for answering this. Pooja is asking, why are we so focused on weight loss rather than focus on better health? Weight loss could be also loss of muscle, not necessarily fat. So I think this is an absolute yes, yes. And
Hmm.
yet a no, no, because you're supposed to lose the fat and you're supposed to gain your health.
Hmm.
I hope I said this
You know,
right.
Yeah, Pooja, the issue is, like I'm saying, that we have understood the whole concept of weight loss very wrong.
Yes,
We've been mentally conditioned to understand it wrong right from the time this industry is created.
yes,
And some of us have stepped out of that wrong understanding, and we really talk very reasonable that, I'm looking at a slow, steady weight loss,
yeah,
building muscle weight, and gradually losing the fat weight. I do get some clients who talk this way, but still there are half of us who understand only the figures on the weighing scale. So for them, this concept is yet Latin, that, am I losing muscle or am I losing fat? So
right.
let's give it time. I'm sure in the next 2-3 years, people will understand what is a real weight loss plan all about.
Absolutely. Um, Kav- Kanva is asking, I think weight management is more about improving your lifestyle. Until you do it, it's not going to help. What is your view?
True, very true, Kanva. It is about your lifestyle. Just
Absolutely.
as you make do your wardrobe, you make do your hairstyle,
Yeah,
isn't it? We try and every 5-10 years we want to change the car. The same way, your lifestyle,
yeah,
food style has to be at the priority of your lifestyle,
absolutely.
because what you eat is what you are. Okay,
Absolutely.
whether, say, I am a mother of a 6-year-old boy, I'm 41 years of age, I am really not my exact weight that I should be. But how do I analyze myself? Am I fit enough to get up early in the morning, prepare tiffins for my kid, right? Do my little exercise, go to work, be refreshed with my clients. Some days I have 6 clients, some days I may have 15 clients. Come back, again, pick up my son. At the end of the day, I'm serving food to my family. My husband wants that 1 hour of chit chatting with me. I need to connect with friends. Am I able to do all this with enough of energy and a happiness? If I can do that, I am a fit lady.
Yeah,
So here
totally.
is where my choices of food help me to energize me, to help me go through my perimenopause in a more comfortable fashion. If I'm having hair loss, I'm trying to deal it. So your food style has to be a style statement, but a very wise style statement. It should not
Absolutely.
be a carried away statement just because somebody else is doing it, you took it up.
Right. Totally. Kavita is asking, diet can solve autoimmune problem. I'm sure the answer is yes.
So this is Kavi ki masti. Hi Kavita. So yeah. So, Kavita, autoimmune disorders, I will not say that the diet can completely cure them. No, that will be incorrect. But certainly, there are certain minerals, proteins, if you manage to keep their intake consistent, the symptoms that you face with the autoimmune disorders can be handled beautifully. So,
Yeah,
that's where a diet helps you.
totally. Totally. Aruna is asking why many are not able to lose weight. Why is it always challenging? Can I answer this?
Yes, please, Vidhi.
Okay. I'm gonna answer this, Aruna, and then if Avni feels like adding something, she shall do that. First of all, what happens is that we are carrying this inbuilt ability to carry guilt with us. Yeah, we are constantly walking with the guilt. We are constantly carrying with shame, and that's why this topic is body shaming. And not just shaming by ourselves but shaming by other people. But that shame by other people is made our own, and that starts becoming a problem because you start feeling you're not good enough. And another very important aspect is that I would really ask this question to everybody, and that is that do you deserve the body that you want? Yeah. And we really 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 need to look at this point because we want to lose the weight. Like for me, I'm gonna like kind of put in a very quick example. I was with one of the best nutritionists of India, and for 3 months I was doing extremely well, and then I stopped doing it, and I bounced back, and I got back to worse and worse to worse, and that's okay. But what happened for me, Aruna, is that I realized that this is not working for me because what is happening is my mind is not comfortable to show up with that body. Even though I looked so good, I wore the clothes I want, I was not okay to show up in that body because I was fearful of being judged. Because for me, I was bullied even with that body, right? So, what I'm looking to understand here is that when you're beginning with your journey to lose weight, it is extremely important to integrate with your diet a lot of gratitude, a lot of love towards your body, a lot of gratitude towards your body, your digestive system, everything that exists in your body that is collaborating. Because remember, this is the collaboration of the mind, body, and the soul.
Yes.
While they all are collaborating, please remember to be grateful to it. And I think I forgot to be grateful, and that created a very big toss. And I remember that, and that instant pep, like it's like, you go to the gym, and I say this very often because we've lost the weight, you've developed your abs also probably, and you still go to the gym to maintain it. And that maintenance is love and gratitude along with a good diet. So remember to add on to that. Is there something you want to add on to this?
So, Aruna, your question, why many are not able to lose weight, why is it always challenging? See, firsthand, dear, set realistic targets.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my first support answer to this. When we go to a nutritionist, I see a lot of people come with some illusion of doing magic. They want to lose in 3 months 15 kilos or in 2 months 10 kilos. It's not achievable by everyone, and I think why would even one want to have such weird targets?
Right.
Okay. I just said a few minutes back that you're undoing your health. Second thing, what Vidhi just pointed out, that you've been dealing with somewhere some kind of a body shame. The level of it may be really small, or it can be like to a large magnitude. We don't know. So you are even dealing with your psychology, right? You got to deal with your energy levels to go every day, do that half an hour or 1 hour of exercise. So you're challenging yourself at many ends. So
Right.
please set realistic targets. It's absolutely okay if you're achieving your target in a year's time or in 2 years' time. Okay.
Right.
I have been obese as a child, as a teenager, and when I even was, graduated as a nutritionist, I was obese, grossly obese. I started my career, and that's where you become more conscious and you realize that you got to do something. It's taken me 2 years to lose 25 kilos. So even me being on this side of the chair doesn't leave me. I also have to go through those traumas, but have realistic targets. So then it is not a very, very tough challenge. It's
Totally.
something you will be able to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So we are now closing the session, and I mean, I know there are still more questions, but it's almost an hour, and I think
Yeah.
this is the longest I've done an interview with anybody. But I'm going to answer one very last question by Rabia Patel, and she's asking if how do we connect to you? So if you can actually
Yes.
put in her details.
So, friends, you can, my page on Facebook and Instagram both is by the name Food Therapy by Avni. So, you guys can join in my page because we do share some information there. And for those of y'all who want to do a one on one diet, I do online consultations with video calls, phone calls, and share the diets through mails or WhatsApp. My
Yeah.
number is 98701 14777.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
think
so
we can
much.
probably just put the number somewhere and people can easily find a way to connect back.
Yeah.
So,
Let's do that. And I'm not taking in the question by Rajesh and Zinal and by even Sagar for that matter. We will have these questions answered on that chat box itself. That's okay, right, Avni?
yeah, yeah, sure. Uh,
Yeah.
where do you want me to answer them after the session's over, or how do we do it?
Just probably by commenting. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Zina is from Australia. I know her, and she can also connect with you. And whoever
Yes.
else has any questions, please reach out. Avni is wonderful, and we are almost we've crossed a lot of the time that we were supposed to, but each and every question was coming out to be
Yeah.
so nice and so important that I didn't want to not answer any questions. So thank you guys for coming in, logging in, asking your questions, and I really hope that we made in a lot of value to you. So thank you and
So,
thank you, Avni, for this. Yes,
yeah. Friends, thank you very much. And I have to share a big hug and a nice thank you to Vidhi because, we as nutritionists, we understand that people walk up to us with some level of a body shame, but they are unable to talk it in the open, right? And Vidhi picked this topic up and she brought it up so simply. And I just hope we have managed to do some justice to this dirty devil that plays in the mind.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And thank you, Avni, for joining in. And I look forward to, more collaborations in the future. Thank
Sure,
you.
sure. Thank you, Vidhi. Thank you, Entrepreneur Excel. And
Thank
all
you.
of us stay safe and be happy.
Absolutely. Thank you.